When we hear about language and social variation, we automatically think about geographical areas. But we have to be aware that people who live in the same region can differ in speech because the way in which people talk is influenced for education, region, age, and economic status. In order to analyze language from a social perspective, we are going to have the help of some discipline as sociologists. That is the study of the relationship between language and society. Anthropology, through the study of language and culture. In sociology, through the investigation of the role that language plays in society. Now, I am going to talk about some variation in language. The first one is social dialects. Social dialects have been mainly concerned with speakers in towns and cities, and it is used to define groups of speakers as having something in common. The two main groups are middle class, those who have more years of education and perform no manual work, and working class, those who have fewer years of education and perform manual work. This group of people differ in pronunciation, education, and occupation. We tend to sound like others with whom we share similar education and occupation. Those who spend more time in the educational system tend to have more features in their spoken language as a result of a lot of time with the written language. For example, the way bank executive talk is different from the way bus driver talk. Speech style and style shifting. The most basic distinction in a speech style is between formal uses and informal uses. Formal style is when we pay more careful attention to how we are speaking, and informal style is when we pay less attention. They are sometimes described as careful style and casual style. Prestige. Prestige is the direction in which some people change their speech. When they change it in the direction of a form that is used for those who have a higher status, it is called over-prestige. However, another phenomenon called cover-prestige occurs when people tend to use the same style in all the situations because they value the pronunciation feature that they have and mark them as a member of a specific social group. Speech accommodation. This variation in speech is influenced by the perception of the listener. This style of variation is sometimes described in terms of audience design, but is more generally known as a speech accumulation, defined as our ability to modify our speech style and adopt a similar speech style like the one used by the person we are talking to. The character of Calpurnia in the book To Kill a Mockingbird is a great example of accommodation because when she talks with white people, she takes care of grammar. But when she talks with African Americans, she uses African American English. Register in jargon. Register is a conventional way of using language that is appropriate in a specific context. And jargon is a special technical vocabulary associated with a specific area of work or interest. Slang, or colloquial speaking, is an aspect of social life that is subject of fashion, especially among teenagers. It can be used by many inside a group who share similar ideas and attitudes as a way of distinguishing themselves from others. The word bags a lot of money have been a slang expression used for more than 100 years. African American English, also known as Black English or Ebonic, is a variety used by many, not all, African Americans in different regions of the United States. Social barriers such as discrimination and segregation serve to create marked difference between social dialects. In the case of AAE, those different features have often been stigmatized as bad language or as normal language. However, this dialect has covered prestige among younger speakers in other social groups, particularly about popular music. And certain features of AAE may be used in expression of social identity by many who are not African American. Thank you.